So the thing is, you have to really set yourself apart from the competition. So ang masasuggest ko is you niche down to a specific topic. Kung mas granular siya, much better. Tapos be consistent lang. Hello, what's up everyone? Kamusta kayo dyan? Wherever you are. Thank you, Miko, for inviting me to your show.
So okay, Ted, tell me about yourself. So siyempre, yung ibang mga listener natin and who's watching right now doesn't know who's Ted Claudio. So kasi based sa bio mo, you are retired information manager. So it's an IT. So
IT, yes.
Tell me something about that, and then how did you went to content creation and build this website whatsapp.ph?
Okay, so I'm a retired IT management professional. So nag-work ako sa Middle East for almost 3 decades. Nag-umpisa ako from programmer to network administration hanggang naging into management. So siguro 2010 I decided na okay, mag-retire na ako sa IT, go back to the Philippines and start something new. So isa sa naging parang naging path ko is yung while I was working dito sa Pilipinas again as an IT manager. So on the side nag-vlog ako. Okay? So how did I start blogging? So yung blogging na pagsusulat actually nag-umpisa yan when I was in Qatar. Yun yung last year ko sa Middle East. So ang nangyari is merong isang parang malaking worldwide event ng Table Tennis Federation. So nandun yung mga world champions and it's the highest prize money when it comes to table tennis in the world. So it combined, sabi ko, I want to do some sports photography kasi mahilig din ako sa photography. Then combine it with my yung pagsusulat din. So combining both photography and writing, so sabi ko, I created a blog. So that time, ano pa yun? It was on WordPress. So yung blog na yun, actually, isa lang ang entry. Yun lang yung parang isang entry nung coverage nung table tennis na competition. But when I went back to the Philippines, sabi ko, sayang naman, part of the hobby is ituloy ko tong hobby, no? So I started doing some blogs, some articles, some tutorials on photography. So doon nabuhay yung blog ko na WhatsApp, yung that time, The Science and Art of Photography. Okay? So yung ano na yon, since you mentioned us, no? So nakita ni Azrael yon yung blog ko. So that time he was looking for his client. So ang client niya noon that time is SM kasi meron sila yung pyro musical. So yung kumbaga may fireworks tapos may music, ganyan. So it was sort of an annual event, big event ni SM doon sa MOA. So he was looking for bloggers na makakapag-create ng content. So nakita niya yung tutorial ko about shooting fireworks. So he invited me. So that time naman nung si Close Up ang isa sa major sponsor. So aside from the fireworks, meron siyang parang concert. So habang nagko-concert, so pagkatapos ng fireworks, may parang concert siya. So I was taking also photos. So sabi ko, sayang tong sayang to, nandun si, I don't know if yung American Idol na sikat, si David Archuleta that time. So sabi ko, sayang din tong content na to. So sinuggest ni As na why don't you create another blog na, kasi eto hindi naman related sa photography yung mga artista, di ba? Yung mga concert. So ayun, doon nabuhay yung bago kong blog na WhatsApp Philippines. So it's a blog na kinreate ko to showcase yung mga different events na nangyayari sa Pilipinas, both in entertainment and in lifestyle. So yun, doon nagumpisa yung parang talagang regular vlogging career ko. So I always get invited now do sa mga events ni AS, sa iba-iba sa SM, ganyan. Covering yung mga mall events, a little bit of technology, food. So that started my blogging career.
So talagang blogging. So from blogging, then you're doing now a YouTube and being a live streamer as well. How did paano ka nag-transfer from writing to now in front of the camera, and then you do live streaming as well?
Yeah. Okay, so from writing naman, so na-invite naman kami ng different networks that time. So siyempre kasi ang lifestyle, tapos meron din nag-invite na sa entertainment. So I was invited by fellow bloggers na okay, why don't you attend yung mga entertainment events ni ABS-CBN sa ni GMA. So ayun, I attended yung mga press con pag may mga bago silang teleserye, mga bagong movies. So we covered those events. So sabi ko, that time, nag-uumpisa yung YouTube na. So sabi ko, let me get into YouTube. Kasi yung nakikita ko yung isa, nag-YouTube siya. Parang ang ganda ng income stream. Okay? So I was into photography that time. May camera ako. So I said, I will learn a little bit of videography. So that time, yung camera ko naman nun, hindi siya talaga pang video. So luckily, my daughter, she had this yung parang Lumix LX3 which can do 720 720p pa yung mga videos noon. So I borrowed that camera. So yun ang ginagamit ko. So while taking photos with my other camera, so nagbi-video naman ako doon using that 720p camera. So that time, yung mga kasama ko, wala silang interest mag-video. O kaya kung nag-video sila, naka-cellphone lang, hawak-hawak lang. Samantalang ako, I will carry a tripod para maganda yung niya, very still siya. So that created a good quality video na ko. Kumbaga 720p siya, plus stable siya. So nagamit ko yung mga knowledge ko rin sa photography. So yun, nag-boom yung YouTube channel ko. So pero yung YouTube channel ko bago nakarating ng 100k din, inabot din siya ng almost 9 years in the making. From 0 to 100k. Yan. So, afterward naman, yung tanong mo naman, paano naman ako napunta sa live streaming. So, I was into technology. So, nag-uumpisa na yung mga live streaming. So, sabi ko, try ko in a bit of it. Tapos, nung pandemic, nung nag-umpisa mga 2 years ago, talagang sabi ko wala na masyadong magawa. Let me sort of learn more. So ayun, I created that time yung meron akong weekly show ng WhatsApp photography. So para naman to sa mga content creators. So it focuses on like photography, videography. Tapos we are doing it live. Nag-i-invite kami ng mga photographers, videographers, iba-ibang content creators. So that created a branding for me. Actually, meron akong parang virtual studio using green screen. Akala nga nila talagang totoong studio. Somebody even wanted to rent it kasi ang laki-laki tapos 3 yung TV, ganyan. So that created a branding for me. Nag-umpisa na yung pag may nagkaibigan sila naghahanap ng mga corporate sa mga Christmas party or sa mga events, nare-repair ako. So that started my career as a live stream producer.
So, sabi mo kasi sa akin, sinabi mo na yung YouTube mo it goes to 100,000 for almost 9 years in the making. For Filipino content creator who is starting up, ano yung advice mo sa kanila? Kasi some people say madaling, parang napakahirap mag-get ng subscriber. Pwede pa ba ako mag-open ng channel ng YouTube? Kasi napakarami na ng YouTube. So, pwede pa ba ako maging YouTuber? Or isang content creator?
Actually, pwede. Okay? Yung pagiging maraming content creators, that creates competition. Okay? But also, hindi katulad namin nung una, okay, nauna nga kami. Kaya lang, hindi pa ganun kapamilyar yung mga tao sa YouTube, di ba? Kumbaga may mga nanonood pero hindi pa rin ganun karami. So ngayon marami na nanonood, kaya lang nga marami ring competition. So the thing is, you have to really set yourself apart from the competition. So ang masasuggest ko is you niche down to a specific topic. Kung mas granular siya, much better. Tapos be consistent lang.
So sinasabi mo kailangan yung kung saan yung pinaka-fashion mo. Say you said photography. So go on photography, but within the photography, there's like sea photography, there's a landscape photography. So kailangan yung niching down kung ano yung passion mo. Sa tingin mo, why it's important yung pinaka-specific niche down to grow your YouTube or any content creator na they ganon. So bakit sa tingin mo ganon na kailangan niche down ka?
Usually kasi people subscribe to certain channels. It's because they are interested in that topic. Okay? Kasi nag-subscribe ako sa'yo dahil iniisip ko photography yung ano mo, tapos biglang lalabas yung content mo tungkol sa artista or tungkol sa ano, parang hindi related, minsan naguguluhan yung mga viewers. So it's better na if you want really to grow your channel, mas mainam naka-niche ka. Okay, kung kailangan mong mag-create ng isang website pa ulit or isang YouTube channel para sa artista, create one. So hindi naman sinabi na okay, photography ka lang. Ang sinasabi ko lang is yung channel mo should focus on a certain niche. So you can create multiple channels, walang problema yon. But of course, the more channels, the more challenge then of more time you need to create content for each one and also to promote it. Kasi hindi lang naman pag-create, di ba? You have to do the promotion as well.
So you saying kailangan if you also plan as well. Hindi lang yung, oo nga, meron kang niche down mo, pero kung wala kang plan, how will go or grow yung YouTube channel mo or yung content mo?
Yeah, based on my experience kasi talaga, no, being in the industry for a decade now, kasi nag-umpisa ako ng vlogging, ano siya, para mga 2011, ganyan. So, and my YouTube channel is, almost 10 years na siya eh. So, katulad kahapon, we were discussing yung isang trainee ko. She wanted to create a podcast, a video podcast or a regular podcast. So, sabi ko, the first thing you should think of is not the title. You should think of kung ano yung concept mo. Okay? So, tungkol saan ba to? Okay? And better, talagang kailangan medyo targeted. Targeted yung audience, targeted yung niche. So, mas particular siya, much better. So, sabi ko, the first step is pag nakuha mo na yung concept mo saka yung target market mo, is create an outline for at least 10 episodes. Pero sabi ko sa kanya, medyo mabigat yung 10. Gawin mo muna 5 para mabilis lang, di ba? So, if you will do 5 episodes, kung ano-ano yung bawat episode na yun, tapos bawat episode may outline siya, it clears your vision. Okay? Kasi importante meron kang vision eh. Pag wala kang vision, sabog-sabog yung content mo. So, wala yung focus. So, kaya nga, you have your niche. Ito yung objective mo. Ito yung target market mo. So, every time mag-create ka ng bawat isang episode, bawat outline, so double check. Is it aligned with your objective? Is it aligned with your vision? So, kung hindi, it's either you reformat that episode or drop it, di ba? Kasi hindi siya pasok do sa vision mo eh, do sa objective mo, saka do sa target market mo.
So kailangan talaga plan, hindi lang yung may naisip ako idea, gawin na kagad. So has to be plan kung ano yung short term and long term na goal mo sa being a content creator.
Yeah, pag may idea ka, actually lista mo kagad kasi madali nating makalimutan, and ideas kung saan nanggagaling yan. Kung minsan nasa CR ka, minsan nagkakape ka lang, may naisip ka, no? Jot it down on your cellphone or jot it down somewhere na maano mo, then kumbaga compile mo siya. Then siguro one time pag medyo marami ka ng ideas, then you can actually form it into kumbaga episodes or a series. So dun, it usually talaga nag-start sa idea, but you have to plan also your content around that idea.
What do you think will happen sa content creator space sa Philippines? So ano yung nakikita mo magiging trending? So TikTok is going over YouTube sa mga watch time. Ano yung nakikita mong trending as a content creator? Kamusta yung mga content creator ng mga Pilipino? Anong nakikipagsabayan ba sila to other content creator overseas?
Actually ako hindi ko masyadong ma-monitor sa content creator sa overseas. Pero actually I spend a lot of time watching YouTube for learning. So medyo ang focus ko is medyo pag nanonood ako, not more on the content creators na katulad nyo sila Mr. Beast or ano, more focus ako yung sa virtual production, sa mga camera gears. So sa actually ngayon nahihilig ako sa ano yung audio production sa pagsisetup. Alam mo, paano ba mag-setup ng sound system para sa banda? Kasi nagiging parang additional skill set na kailangan ko siya when we are doing virtual events. So kailangan meron kami sound system. So last event kailangan akong bumili ng wireless microphone kasi kailangan wireless microphone. Ang binili ko lang 2 lang. Actually hindi muna ako bumili. Umarkila lang ako sa kasama ko. But problema nung pagdating do sa event, sabi nung kliyente, pwede bang tigi-tigi sa kami? Kasi nga, because of the COVID. Kasi ang ginagawa namin parang, meron lang siyang parang yung tinatakip, tapos ini-sprayan lang namin. So, sabi nila, mas prepare daw nila yung tigi-tigisa. So, during the tech rehearsal, I bought another 4 wireless microphones. Siyempre, hindi naman yung high-end. Yung medyo mas mura lang, at least to satisfy the client. Okay? So, kailangan mo ng ganyan, yung mga wireless systems, tapos namo-monitor nila. So, from virtual to yung hybrid events na meron kang audience na nasa Zoom, meron kang audience na nanonood do sa actual venue, meron kang nagpre-present do sa venue, nagkakaroon siya ng requirements. So, yun yung mga pinag-aaralan ko. Yung I'm trying to get more into yung mga event production. So, okay, para medyo na sidetrack tayo, sorry. Pero ang sinasabi ko lang is in terms of content, okay? So, pagdating sa Pilipinas, ang lakas talaga nung yung mga anything related to entertainment. Okay? Lalo na kung chismis. Maraming marites natin, okay? Actually, very critical nga yung yung the way you title ang laking yung mga clickbaity okay? Pero in terms of trends, okay? Ako, I didn't believe in TikTok before. Believe it or not, yung PR agency ng TikTok nagpunta yan sa bahay. Kasama yung isang tiga TikTok. So, they were presenting to me what is TikTok. So, that time talaga wala akong ka-interest kasi ang isip ko nasa YouTube. I think that was one of my biggest mistakes. Kung sineryoso ko yun, maybe I could be one of the major TikTokers in the Philippines. Kasi kami nauna, in-approach kasi kami, yung press, then they knows that I'm also a YouTuber. So definitely, actually last year, nag-umpisa na kami sa WhatsApp PH na magkaroon ng TikTok channel. Okay? I think TikTok and short form is definitely one of the avenues one of the channels or one of the path that you should, as a Filipino creator, or not even a Filipino creator, as a creator, even international, malakas ang shorts. So, I don't know, there's something addictive about it. Ako, pag nag-ano lang ako ng TikTok, nag-open ako ng TikTok pag matutulog na ako. Yun ang problema. Pag nag-umpisa ka na, you will not notice that 2 hours nasa TikTok ka. Kasi nga yung mabilis, kumbaga very short, tapos papalit ng papalit, swipe, it's so easy. Kumbaga swipe up ka lang na swipe up. I think it's something to do with the interface, something to do with the entertaining aspect of it. So yun, definitely include TikTok in your portfolio if you are a content creator. Second, if you are into YouTube, okay, get into shorts. Okay? So ako, I haven't been into shorts, pero I've been researching now this last week. Okay? I have to get into shorts. Kasi si YouTube din, YouTube is encouraging creators to do shorts. Kasi meron silang fund eh. I think it started last October. So meron silang naka-reserve na fund as a motivation to encourage YouTubers to create YouTube shorts. And kung bago ka lang YouTube creator, like you created a new channel, pwede ka na magkaroon ng shorts. Okay, hindi mo kailangan maging yung para mag-gain din yung yung monetization. You don't have to be monetized. Pwede kang kumita sa shorts. Okay? Nang hindi ka pa naka-monetize sa AdSense. Meron silang other way. So nakita ko 'yun. So 'yun, second, definitely get into YouTube Shorts. Okay? So short content is definitely one of the things that you should consider. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na okay, forget YouTube long form. Okay? So make sure na if you're still doing, kung malakas naman yung long form mo, do long form, there's a market for it. And kasi pag long form, actually monetize siya. Pag short form, kahit 1 million yung views mo, hindi ka kikita. Kasi hindi siya hindi, and it doesn't even count on your watch time. Yun yung ko rin sa mga research ko last week eh. But definitely it will, pag meron kang short form, okay, marami kang views, it will definitely help you gain subscribers for your long form. Okay? So ano pa ba yung another thing to watch up, live streaming. Definitely do not forget to include live streaming as part of your arsenal. Okay? Iba kasi talaga yung live, iba yung branding ng live. Minsan iba rin yung priority ng live. And hindi naman sinabing pag live kahit isa, dalawa, tatlo lang manood sa'yo, it's still recorded, it will be still shown, you can still repurpose the content. So ang importante lang is makapag-live ka pa minsan-minsan to give you more presence in the social media space din. Yun lang.
Wow, salamat Ted. So sa mga nakikinig or nanonood nito on YouTube or on Facebook or any social platform, so that's a good advice for Ted sa mga bagong content creator. So yung trending talaga shorts. Yeah, nagsisimula na rin ako sa shorts, and I have a TikTok but not much kasi we busy with other things, but as Ted said, I will try that as well, the short. So aside from trending on YouTube as a content creator, kasi sinabi mo na rin monetization. So sometimes it's hard to be monetized on YouTube, lalo na kung kailangan mo ng 1,000 subscriber plus the watch hour. What other form of monetization na makikita mo just to support the content creator na bago pa lang? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, okay. So for new, even established content creators, no, I think yung AdSense or yung mga kita mo based from the views, okay, depende sa content mo yan eh. If your content is yung talagang grabe yung entertainment, yung you have that personality, para kang Will Dasovich or Mr. Beast ka, ganyan. Okay, monetization is a lot of money. Okay? Pero if you're into, like, for example, mga tutorials, mga sort of features na certain things, educational, I think monetization, masyado siyang barya. Okay? But it doesn't mean na you cannot make money from your videos, okay? So ako, ang naging strategy ko, so I created that show, yung sa WhatsApp photography. It's not only as a pastime during the pandemic. Isa sa goal ko is for me to learn more on live streaming. And ang pinaka-importante, is to create my brand as a live streamer. Okay? So when you create your brand as a streamer, okay? So kung architect ka, okay, you create your brand as an architect, you create content na about architecture, paano mag-design ng ano yung mga tips mo sa bahay, ganyan. Nakikilala ka ng tao na architect ka or na live streamer ka, di ba? So later, you will become subliminally para kang magiging top of mind nila. So katulad nung nangyari sa akin, meron yung isang kaibigan ko sa Facebook friend lang. Okay, may nagtatanong sa kanya, pare, meron ka bang kilala, may Christmas party tayo, kailangan natin ng live, ng virtual event or virtual Christmas party. Ay, si Sir Ted, nakikita ko yun, madalas nag-i-stream yun. Ang ganda nga ng studio setup nila, may mga effects pa. Sa palagay ko, pwede siya para sa Christmas party natin. So, it started from a referral. So, kinontak ako, nakausap ko. So, siyempre, pag nag-uumpisa ka pa lang, kumbaga that time, medyo hindi pa masyadong malakas yung singil mo. So, at least, nagkaroon ka na ng leads. Di ba? Nagkaroon ka ng leads. So, yung lead generation is actually one way to monetize your content. Okay? So, create a branding kung ano man yung gusto mong gawin. So, kung meron kang, let's say, restaurant, or meron kang yung parang ano yun, yung order delivery ng mga pagkain, di ba? So, create na content na, for example, niluluto mo yung putahe na yun. Siyempre, iba yung pag nakikita, yung niluluto ng mabilisan, kahit shorts lang, di ba? Tapos, pagkita mo, sarap-sarap. Di ba? Kaya sarap manood ng mga food content sa TikTok, di ba? Pagkatapos, sandali lang, gutom ka na kagad, eh. So, nakikita nila na masarap yung pagkain mo, di ba? So, parang, okay, although tinuruan mo sila magluto, definitely hindi naman magluluto yung mga yan. Gusto na lang kumain yan, di ba? So, that creates parang pre-advertisement, di ba? So, that creates another money stream. So, it's not only yung monetization from views, yung creating your branding, creating leads, creating business opportunities. Okay? Yun ang naging actually isa sa major money earner in terms of in producing content. So barya-barya lang yung ibig sabihin barya yung kinikita mo sa YouTube. Okay? Pero yung income na nabibigay niya sa akin from creating leads na naging branding ko na live streamer ako na I get people to approach me for jobs. Yun ang I think, i-link nyo sa profession nyo, i-link nyo sa hobby nyo, i-link nyo kung nagtitinda ka ng insurance, di ba? Talk about the advantages ng insurance na para kang hindi nagbebenta. Di ba? So, yun yung isa sa strategy ko when it comes to monetization. So, isa pa sa this year, na last year hindi ko rin siya nabigyan ng focus is yung affiliate marketing. Actually, nandiyan na si Shopee ngayon, si Lazada. So they are doing affiliate shopping here sa Pilipinas. So hindi mo na kailangan yung international, kahit local market lang pwede na eh. So actually, ang ganda rin ng kita. Nakikita ko rin sa mga ibang vlogger friends ko. Pero kasi last year hindi pa rin ako nakapag-focus eh. So create content, tapos put your affiliate links. So isang kaibigan ko nga, yung mga gusto niyang bilhin sa Shopee, nakukuha niya rin from do sa kita niya rin sa affiliate links eh. So explore that avenue as well.
Alright, that's what a great idea. Oo, kaya kailangan ma-explore ka. Sabi nga, just like the podcasting is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So you have to think of outside of the box. Yon. So as a content creator. So lastly, bago mag-wrap up yung show natin, Ted, what would be, say, the summary or takeaway you want someone listening or watching right now na pwede nilang gawin ngayon as of now as a content creator?
Okay, so ako, ang unang-una sinabi ko, just do it. ang promisan talaga kasi sinasabi ko yung perfection is the enemy of done. Okay? So, ang daming actually pwede mong magawa. Kaka-perfect mo, hindi siya magawa. Okay? So, do your best. Give yourself a time limit to do something. Then, it will be done. Okay? So, later, hindi pa naman yan, meron pang bukas, may kinabukasan pa to create a revised version of it, version 2. Hindi ibig sabihin, i-revise mo yung draft nung Kumbaga, pwede kang gumawa ng, initial review. Pwede kang gumawa ng full review. So, that's another content. Pero, yung initial review mo, kaya nga initial na tapusin mo na. Okay, nag-unbox ka, initial review, that's it. Kumbaga, kung ano yung na-capture mo for that time limit, may nakalimutan ka, okay lang yun. Meron ka pa namang full review. So, yun. Just do it. Second is, when you're creating content nga, niche down. Okay? Kailangan meron kang long-term vision. Plan ahead. At least, kung meron kang concept, establish mo kung sino yung target market, ano yung pinaka-tagline mo doon sa content mo. Tapos, create at least minimum 5 videos outline muna. Okay? Kumbaga, para malaman mo kung ito yung long term na gagawin ko na mga content, di ba? Content planning. Ano pa ba? So yun, yung learning is very important, okay? So ako, I am almost 60 years old, okay? So I never stop learning. I allocate a lot of time, minimum mga 2 hours to watch YouTube to learn something new, okay? Importante yan. Kasi you have to be up to date sa technology. Pag medyo meron kang bagong alam na technology, it gives you an edge. Tapos, pag minomonitor mo, nakikita mo what is trending. Okay, nakikita mo na, pwede kong gayahin to. Trending pala to, pwede itong So, importante kasi, kami nga ni As, like yung every year, sasabihin namin, okay, anong gagawin natin bago this new year, di ba? Ano yung magiging natin? So, yun, always keep yourself updated, learning new skills, and monitor what's the trend para alam mo kung ano yung next big thing. So, mauuna ka kaysa sa kanila.